Hi everyone, this is Kiraken and today I'm going to show you how to fully automate your bungalow in Schedule 1 with the Crystal 4-mix setup. So let's get started. So as you can see in my inventory, this is all of the items that we're going to need. A little bit more extra of the storage racks. So as you can see, we have 20 storage racks, 4 lab ovens, 4 chemistry station, 5 beds, 1 brick press, and 4 mixing stations. And as you can see as well, we have 5 employees, 3 chemists, and 2 handlers, and the cost will be shown on the screen. Okay, so first thing that we're going to do, or we're going to set up, is we're going to first go to the room inside, in this room. Yes, right here, we're gonna set up our crystal production. So you can just follow my lead. First, we're going to set storages here, 1 and 2, the corners, 1 and 2. And after that, right behind of those, we're going to put our chemistry station. Put it like so, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Make sure they're facing in the middle. And right at the middle, we're going to put our lab oven, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. And that's pretty much it for this room. It's just a very simple setup. And next, we're going here to the kitchen part of the bungalow. So first, we're going to put 4 shelves here in the middle. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. And right in front of those, we're going to put our mixing station for our chemist. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you can see, this setup is not that spacious, but it's okay because our employees won't have any issues with the space. Okay, now after placing the mixing stations, we're going to head over here to the lobby and we're gonna put our additional storages for our ingredients. 4, since this is a 4 mix, so let's just count 1, 2, 3, 4, and I would like to add one more here because this specific storage is going to be our output. And I'd also like to place the brick press right here. Now that we are done with that, we're now going to set up the beds. So first, I'd like to go over here. Make sure the briefcase is facing the door so it's easier to pay the chemists. One here, one here, and another one here. And also, we can put 2 beds here, 1 and 2. And we can also add another bed here, just so in case we want to sleep in this setup, so that we don't have to go to our other places. Okay, and since that's set up, we're now going to set up our employees. So let's start with the first chemist. Let's assign her stations. So the setup of this is that 2 chemists will handle one lab, 1 oven, and 2 mixing stations, and the other chemist will handle both this oven and chemist stations. So just follow my lead. Lab oven, chemistry station, and then 2 mixing station. And after selecting those, press enter. Let's assign a bed for him here, and let's go to our next chemist. And I'm gonna do this, and the other 2 mixing stations here. Let's just press enter. Assign a bed. There. And for the last chemist, as I said, we're going to assign him to these 4 stations. 1, 2, 3, 4. Press enter, and there we have it. Let's assign a bed. There. Now our chemist is pretty much done. So just to make sure this runs, we have to manage these chemistry stations and recipe to be the crystal. So each chemistry station should have their own lab oven. So just point it to where it's right in front of it. So let's manage this. Destination is over here. This to over here. This to over here. And this to over here. Okay, now we're done assigning the chemistry stations destinations. Now we're going to assign all of the lab ovens to our first machine. Select 4 lab ovens, select destination. So it'll go right straight in to our first mix, which is this station. So what's gonna happen is this is the first mix, this is the second mix, this is the third mix, and this will be the fourth mix, for fourth and last. So let's do that right now. Destination over here, and let's put the destination of this to here. Let's put the destination of this to here. And for the last mixing station, we're gonna put it into our brick press. It's actually up to your preference. If you wanna put a packaging station instead of a brick press, you can do that. But the problem is there's gonna be an issue with the baggies or jars, because our handlers will be fully occupied. Alright, so now we're done with the mixing. Next, and the fun thing that we're gonna do is now the handlers. So let's assign 1 handler to the brick press. Let's also assign 5 tasks. So for the brick press, I would do the routes from ingredients here to the shelves here. So let's treat it as this. This is our first mix, second mix, third mix, fourth mix. So this is our first, and this is the first mix, as I said earlier. There. I'm gonna add the second mix into here. Make sure you're getting the right storage. Third mix, this to here. And fourth mix from here to the last. Okay, and let's leave this blank for now. And let's assign a bed for the handler. There. And now for the second handler, what we're going to do is we're going to make him supply the shelves, from shelves to the mixing station. So this is the first. The sequence of this one doesn't really matter, or either one, as long as you're putting everything in the right direction. There. Now that's done. Let's assign him to a bed. Oh. Okay, great. And before you forget, let's put the destination of this to here. Okay. And also, since this part is kind of hard to reach, we're gonna use the last 2 of our handlers to restock those last two chemistry stations. Just add the route. This will handle the one on the right. Okay, so from storage rack to the chemist station. And for George, we're gonna do the other side. Okay, great. So this is pretty much it. We can even add two storages here for our own storage and just get a bed. There's our bed. Add one, why not? Maybe a medium. There. Okay, so this is pretty much the setup done. All we gotta do is put in the mix. So for this instance, I'm just going to list on the screen the items or the mix that I'm going to use, and I will stock these up. Okay, I decided to just add this restocking video, especially for the lab or for the crystals. Okay, so first we're going to restock this. So personally, I would like to put two for each storage rack, two pseudo, two acid, and two of the other ingredient, so that it's not very confusing. Okay, so do that again. Okay, now let's stock the acid. And by the way, guys, with the commands, if you like to know how I do that, just comment down below if you want me to create a tutorial on it as well. But yeah, this is not really cheating, since it's just a this is just a sandbox save. So yeah, that's why I'm just generating them instead of buying them, because that will take too much time. Okay, for the last one, phosphorus. Okay, alright. So yes, that's pretty much it for the restock of this. So do take note, since this is 10 pseudo and 10 acid, this will take some time for the employee to fully use it. So my best guess, I would say maybe come back here every 4 days for restock, since this for stations or storage whatnot, you have to restock them on your own, since you only have two handlers and they're already at full. So yeah, you do have to restock this station and this station, but that's not too much work, since it's just few it's just a few materials. And next we're going to restock is this part of the build. So our mix for this one is going to be gasoline, coke, battery, and mega bean. That's currently the best crystal recipe for mix. So we're just gonna restock these accordingly, and I'll just time lapse it for you guys, so it'll be quick. And there you go. That's pretty much it for the build. But I do suggest you guys, if you haven't tried the mix before, what I would do is I would just get one of everything. Just uh, let's just get one crystal, one of each ingredients. This is what this is what you should do. Just mix it on your own first, so that you can name it, so you won't have to name it later. I'm just doing one because it's faster. And yes, guys, additional thing about this setup is that this setup doesn't really create trash. Unlike if we put botanist here, we would have to hire cleaners, which is I'm not a big fan of. So yeah, this is why this is a good setup for an automated crystal farm, since you don't have to hire any cleaners and all of the crystals are being generated here as well. Okay, so this is the mix. It costs, or market value is $203. Let's just name it GCMB, since that's the GCBM rather. That's the mix. GCBM crystal. All right, now we have it. Let's just get rid of this trash. And for the for just so in case if I forget the mix, I'll just put one of each ingredients at the other shelves that we have created earlier, so that we don't lose track or forget. ECMP. You can just check it here if we ran out of ingredients. And also additional tip: if you're not that not that rich yet, what I would suggest you to do is first I would pay up the chemists, because they're gonna create the crystals first. So the handlers won't really do that much tasks since we're not mixing yet, and there's not much crystal being created. So the stock in here, we don't have to worry about that. So all in all, the number of restock that we're gonna do with storages is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which, if you're gonna listen to it, it's kind of a lot, but it's really just an easy restock. You don't really have to go here every time. And if you have a Viper, this can be just like what, 2 trips, and you're already done. And with this other 4, I would say just 1 trip with a Viper, and you already have everything that you need. You only have to do that every 4 days. So yeah, for now I'll time skip, and I will get back to you guys when the product is already created. Okay guys, just a quick tip. Since the chemists have already placed the crystal in the oven, what we can do now is I would suggest putting the money in the handler's storage, or briefcase rather, so that they can start working as soon as this finished. So yeah, I'll just sleep for now. Okay, and in a quick tip guys, uh if you do have extra money, you can upgrade this mixing stations with the MK2s so that the NPCs will always mix 20 by 20s. Since this one is just the regular mixing station, they'll only mix 10. But feel free to do exchange this with the MK2s so that it'll be more efficient. I just use the regular one now just for testing purposes. But yes, I would suggest you using the MK2s so that it'll be more efficient. Okay guys, this is the last mix. We're just waiting for it to finish and to be soon pressed in the brick press. So yep, let's just wait. Let's just wait. Okay, now this is done. Our chemist is gonna put it into the brick press. So yep, let's just wait for that and for this other one to finish cooking here or mixing here. Since we cannot press 10 crystals, we must have 20. And yep, this is why guys you should use MK2s. Again, I just use the regular mixing station for demonstration purposes. But yeah, if you have enough money and you can afford it, I would use the MK2s or MK2s is the way to really operate this kind of crystal factory. So there, the chemist already inserted the crystal in our brick press. Let's just wait for the other mix to be finished so that will be pressed by our handler. Okay, it's done. This step is done, so let's just wait for the chemist to put it in the brick press. Okay. Nice. Okay, now there's 20 here. The handler should, yes, press this. And yes, she's gonna put it here to the storage. And yep, that's pretty much it for this crystal factory, guys. I hope you like it. And if you want me to teach you guys how to use commands, just comment down below. It's really easy. We can make a quick video out of it. And yeah, thank you so much again for watching. And if you have any comments or insights, just push it or comment down below. And yep, thank you. See you guys on another video. Goodbye.